afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting propaganda cast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, master of propaganda, hero of Reich, defender of the fatherland. We're off here to an exciting 1 versus 1 on Semoski between Jove, by Jove, fighting here for the Soviet Union for the glory of Comrade Stalin, and the 7th Mechanized Corps, tasked with clearing out this village here, being held under the command of G. Forming up this Sperrverband Reinhardt. With the Oberkommando West here, we've got Breakthrough, Luftwaffe, and Elite Armored here versus got Motor Mechanized and Shock Rifle here for Joe. Bulletins are pretty much all infantry. As for what a Sperrverband is, it's usually sort of a designation for a more defensively natured Kampfgruppe, but basically a blocking unit meant to sort of hold out a particular position until other forces could arrive and sort of push back the forces. They were usually formed at whatever usually was conveniently at hand. Usually a mix of infantry and whatever else was nearby. And the quality of the infantry could itself also be very mixed. For example, some that in Arnhem that are composed of a mix of SS troops, alarmed troops, Luftwaffe forces, and so on, basically just all mixed together, maybe with a bit of armor or some other weapons thrown in, some AA weapons. We've got two Volkswagen squads here, watch the Empire versus two countries with the third on the way here for Jove. Yeah, got immediate choice of Luftwaffe ground forces here for G. Truck here taking a few shots. Infantry moving ahead. Here we got some Sturmpioneer continuing down there. Third unit there running for Jove. I imagine G. might go for some more Volkswagens. We might go for a Kuhwagen. I suppose he could be trying out, maybe for an early MG34 here, though. I mean, that's dependent on command points. There you go. Third Volkswagen squad on the way there. No eye-popping surprises so far. Or monocle-popping surprises as well, I suppose. My God! This is quite unexpected. Ach, my monocle hat is popped out. Nothing further happening here. All quiet, a few shots there, but overall seem to be pulling back towards their territories, or at least their parts of the map so far. Centre victory point there secured for the Soviet Union. More countries on the way there for Jove. Half track, seemingly setting up something, just throwing away some stuff though. Get out of my way, inferior Russian equipment. Engaged by the Sturmpioneer. Quickly showing them who's the boss here. Top dog. And clearing out those engineers with extreme prejudice. In fact, might completely wiping them off the face of this earth. But no, looks like here the shrubbery saves the last engineer. We're setting up position there. Nothing happening with the truck, but considering its position, I think it's very likely it's going for a battle group headquarters. It would be very strange for a mechanized. I mean, you could still place it a bit more forward, but usually wouldn't see it specifically there. And there you go, battle group headquarters there going up for G. Shootout here between Volkswagen and the country shot on the building. Volkswagen might win that one, but that's going to be happening a bit slowly. Meanwhile, we got troops coming up here on the left side. Volkswagen engaging them, pulling slightly back there, as the situation was not quite in their favour. The fighting continues here. And a bit of lighter shooting over here as well. No, just beyond the range. There go. The Conscripts actually leaving the building towards the Steel Pioneers. They could backfire on these plucky conscripts. Comes to their firing away. Continuing again, this fight just keeps going on here for a bit. Got more conscripts joining in there for Jove. For the motherland. Battle headquarters almost done. Troops here falling back towards the building. Make things further miserable there for G. Volkswagen. We've got a fourth unit there running for him. He can now begin considering calling in the MG34 machine gun team here to sort of help prop up the front and slow down the advance of Jove. Actually moving out of cover there, of course, he's now got grenades which could of course compel an evacuation of the building. There we go, but now caught here with the conscripts nicely lined up to cut down any unit out in the middle of the road here. We're seeing some good damage being done here to G. And now forced to roll full back here towards the battle group headquarters. We've got the MG34 there arriving. Moving up here to support things. Got filming up there, but no further upgrades there for Joe's troops. Point there secured. Conscripts moving ahead. And we got sandbags going up there for Joe, further creating a bit more of an environment that is more to his favour there in the centre. Taking up some of the church. Volkswagen opening up. The MG34 of course might help there. Storm Pioneers could also. He could of course also just try and pop in some grenades. Of course those could be easily dodged there by Joe, so he of course might decide not to waste munitions on that. Mines up there, good position overall, a nice farm there. We can usually catch a bunch of troops. Very rarely though, of course, one might move ahead of the rest and of course set it off heroically, but inadvertently sacrificing himself for the rest of the unit. Ach, Dieter, he sacrificed himself for us. Yeah, but I don't think that was his intention. Remember, he always kept cheating at poker. Anyways, comes there firing. Slightly falling back. Could go for another MG-3014. Something else. Could try and say up for I like to see Von Trigger shoot something considering the fact that Joe was digging in the northern part of the village. That might be helpful. I think got some more mines going down. There you go. Mining the entrance. Little surprise below the doormat. And there goes second MG-3014 now running for G-Dot, and there go mine went off here, good positioning there, leaving quite a part of the unit there, devastated or if not just downright blown to pieces. At the same time as all of this is going again, note he's basically holding up a larger German force in the centre of the smaller part of his unit while sneaking up elsewhere. In this case, actually going straight here for the fuel point. Clever, clever. More mines down. More Volkskriegs moving up there. So both sides having 4 infantrymen, though with an added series of machine guns there for G-Dot. Slightly shifting about there. He's losing the fuel point. And note here, Joe is again laying down sandbags, so that way further fortifies position. And ensure that if Joe actually wants to push him off, or G-Dot wants to push him off here, he's actually going to have to invest a lot of resources, because otherwise means these conscripts will have a decent advantage here, due to the heavy cover and the fact that it's pretty much all open ground here. So very much to the advantage of Joe there, very much to the advantage. Very cleverly played. Also nice to see someone actually harassing their opponent's fuel on Samoski. As of late that's been sort of less pushed for, despite it being an otherwise pretty solid move. We got Kevin here on the way for G-Dot, clearly worried about enemy armour. No further sign of anything. Of course, he could try and set up here a Schwerer Panzer quarters, which is a reasonably common move, or at least sensible move here. So try and get the fuel point versus harassment. That's the Oberkommando West, that is. Troops moving up here. Usually cover provided now by Joe, of course, but afterwards, once he's pushed Joe out of the village, lay down some barbed wire here to ensure that Joe cannot use his sandbags again. Little shootout here. MG-34 securing the building there, and we got guards mode here for Joe, going to blast out those fascists. The guards riflemen moving up. We also got a heavy mortar moving in, the 1 and 20. At the same time, Fox is moving in, trying to use the trees, but again, overall, conscripts had the advantage. They got heavy cover. The Fox got a tree. So in this case, this is pretty much a losing engagement here for G-Dot, and overall this is just basically a small investment from Joe, which is paying off dividends, basically denying his opponent a lot of fuel, and also in this case forcing his opponent to invest a larger military force to push him off, which also means there's less pressure in the centre, meaning Joe can then push through there. I mean, overall, tactically and strategically, a good move. Now, of course, we've got the more Volkskriegs squads moving in here to try and deal with it, trying moving here a farther path, good. But at the same time, this force is bleeding out, so of course, the question is how long will it last? There we go though, flanking in, getting off a few shots here, and then more exposed here on the far right side. But again, that's one Volkskrieger unit less in the centre to hold up a fresh advance there from Joe, and we see here quick moving up. No barbed wire there, not even a mine sort of drawing in, and then just have a secure chance of blowing up some communists for the glory and safety of the fatherland. Conscious sneak about there, coming under fire from MG-34. Suppressed to the ground like bugs. There we go again, using the couches to prepare for enemy counterattack. Guards moving up here. Noting by the way they do have the DPs, thus further increasing their firepower. We got Panzerschrecks up here for G-Dot, who's not really doing anything so far with technology. He's not even going for anything from the Battle Group headquarters, no light infantry guns. I mean, obviously not an infinite half track. I mean, there's not really much to do with it at the moment. What do you see, Dieter? I see underwear. Yeah, not really much here to look at. I mean, he could go for a Jagdpanzer IV, I suppose he's absolutely paranoid about any armor. But beyond that, he's not really going to be able to do much. Although we do now have a mechanized armor company going up here for Job. Mechanized armor company. Assault continues up here with conscripts in force. And the heavy mortar providing there, forcing out the MG-34 there. Fighting continues here though. Slow pressure, got a grenade off it. Not really well thrown there by Heinz. Rather leaving the impact rather than minimizing. In fact, now getting focused on here by the Russian infantry. Not going to go. Storm Pioneers flanking in. Good, good. We've got engineers quick blocking the building and the passage there up the Storm Pioneers. And they fancy getting routed. But no! The flamethrower tank burst. Oh, what? What happened there? I think because that pretty much looked like the entire flamethrower tank just burst open, killing most of them, but he still got it. Well, I've got no clear idea what happened there. Maybe it was a slight bug or glitch. No, rather rare one. Guards when they're getting stopped, constantly about. More sandbags up there, more units bring up the note here. Joey's not just sort of such sort of bash his head in. He's consciously mobile and fluid, always prodding and poking at different angles, ensuring he can never easily be tied down by his opponent. Grenades going off there, but the conscripts will be quick to dodge it. Got the lightest infantry should say on the way. One of two artillery pieces usually available to any German infantry battalion. There, of course, was also the Schwerer, which was basically twice the caliber, 15 centimeters. They also exist of that one. A self-propelled variant for Panzer divisions, though usually the more armoured ones. But yes, it did exist. A sort of closer range Hummel, if you will. But this one, pretty common there for German infantry battalions, was part of the German infantry doctrine, which rather ran to a certain extent on the Stormtrooper doctrine from World War I, that is, small set groups with a limited amount of sort of capability, sort of quickly deal with any threat on their own without having to sort of rely on support from higher up the chain. In that regard, thusly, most German infantry, of course, the battalions had all of these small elements to sort of help their way through. So, fun facts in terms of organisation. We got an SU-76 still on the way for Joe. A mortar continues to rain down. G-Got here struggling to sort of get back on the ground, sort of gain back some meaningful territory here versus Joe. We do see a large infantry force moving up and back. Whoa. Well, not quite as loud as usual. You can still hear that pop. Not sure what was up with that. Not sure what's up with that. Points there being secured. Folks coming up to here with the conscripts. Several MG forces now around the Battle Group headquarters. More heavy mortar fire there. Getting several hits there on the one side of the building. Flamethrowers joining in for a nice cookout. Forcing the MG-34 to fall back. Infantry gun continues to fire away. Quite a bit of fuel there, he's not setting up a Schwerpanzer at quarter, says the question really becomes what is G-Dot here thinking? I mean, he's not really leaving himself with a lot of options, not even a mechanised regiment either. And there got SU-76M moving up there. Light assault gun based on the T-70 chassis. Was there to provide, well, light artillery and anti-tank support for infantry units. Quick bombardment going on there. Nice hit directly on the Battle Group headquarters. We got a Jagdpanzer on the way there for G-Dot, a Jagdpanzer. I suppose that's just versus any armour rounding from Joe, but not really much versus the infantry. MG-51 rather dire trouble. We got no Molotovs there from Joe, which could always been quick dealing with it. Got grenades going off there, which failed to make any kind of impression there on the conscripts. Didn't even flinch. SU-6 still rolling back. That conscript is Volksgrenadiere. Yeah, Panzer almost defects bereit. Ooh, got a hit there on the heavy mortar. But beyond that, not much. We got 6 kills down the light infantry gun. We got a Katyusha now on the way for Job. A Katyusha. At the same time, the Jagdpanzer IV there has mobilized for frontline service. With its 18mm of sloped frontal armour and its high velocity 75mm gun, same as the one on the Panther. Shots going off there. I mean, I suppose I can see it working on Samoski if Joe, you know, where the top just basically sort of rush up one point through the narrow street, in which case Jagdpanzer IV out of choice. But it seems already here Joe's sort of improving himself being a bit more flexible. Already there might be some props. Of course, there's also a lot of infantry, but the Jagdpanzer can't do much. There's only currently really the SU-6 and soon the Katyusha, so I mean, there's still a chance of that working off, but it's a bit limited at the moment. And of course, question is if maybe a pair of Pumas right now not so bad. But there you go, SU-6 took a hit there from the gun of the Jagdpanzer. Second shot though failed to hit. Crushing cover as it moves forwards. I suppose try and shoot the infantry dead. Fulk's going to be moving up. We've got Constables there on the run from the Jagdpanzer. We've got a quick Katyusha barrage going off there. Landing straight into German positions. Oh, almost wiping the attack. Fulk's going to score there. And the one with the Panzerschreck even. A nice inaugural barrage there from the Stalin organ, as it was known. Mines up there to protect him versus fuel harassment, though so far G-Dot has not really been able to sort of manage it comparatively. In fact, looks like Joe might be off to do it again. Cheeky sod. Bit of shoot up there. Artillery firing, not really hitting. We got 7 kills, so we got veterans 1. Not that it really does much. I mean, it does give the hollow charge round, but that ability is not really useful at all. I probably rather prefer it had something else. Something with a bit more punch. SU-6 moving forwards. Another hit there. No, not actually a hit there from the SU-6. In fact, it missed. Rather unfortunate there for G-Dot. His Jagdpanzer was not getting much done. We got a mechanized regiment going up there. Could see a Puma then. Maybe a Stuka Sufus to support things here. That could certainly work out. I think better for G-Dot than currently his own one Jagdpanzer is. And the army pigeon over the hill. Good versus the guard. Got coming up there again. And a bit of hard time they're holding into territory. Still, there's no response. Again, we got no sandbags here. Basically preparing for enemy counterattacks as always. Good job there by Jove. I do believe it's actually time for the mid-game analysis. Counter chasing his G-Dot is struggling again his strategy and build orders to some extent, having some problems in actually maintaining territory. The way he's sort of playing around with things probably isn't helping quite as much. I mean, plus he hasn't really been doing anything sort of return the favour there to Joe by harassing his field point, and he's not really doing much to guard his own. So there are some problems there field for G-Dot, and they're probably only going to get worse. The Jagdpanzer, again, you know, in theory, again, nice, but then I'm never really liking it. Again, it's just sort of, at best, still ends up not really doing much for most of the fight, and that's really the case here currently for G-Dot. Again, he's invested quite a lot of resources for the Oberkommando West in it, but it's not really getting much out of it. I mean, the Jagdpanzer, I think, not really much either, but still getting a bit more done, to be honest. And that thing's cheaper, too. In fact, close to being, well, half the price. So there you go. And of course the question is, was this really necessary? I mean, if mechanized regiment faster with maybe a Puma's half-track or some Stukas Sufus there, I think could have done better versus the infantry. Of course, you could try and call in some fighting because right now that might help it. There was some elite infantry appearing, maybe somehow catching that heavy mortar crew a bit off guard, or for example, catch the Katyusha, you know, popping out here, get a Panzer first off, then finish off the FT-42s. That could actually work out there for G-Dot and would very much be an option. Still needs to push through, and so needs to also be a bit better holding around. He also needs to cover up his flanks a bit better. I mean, that regard, he needs to do something about Joe's fluid play. In that regard, his force is not quite fully towards it. One option, of course, could be actually setting up flak emplacements here and there, or maybe some other defences, sort of trying that way hold up things a bit. But wire could certainly also help. But beyond that, not really much there. For Joe, fuel casters would be a good move. Sort of trying to help up things there. Maybe another heavy mortar or Maxim, maybe more guards infantry, but otherwise, you know, keep up the pressure. And I suppose at this moment he could try maybe getting an SG-76 small, or maybe an SG-85, and then also wait for the T-3045s before, you know, well, pummeling down G-Dot. As long as he keeps up what he has been doing pretty well so far, I mean, I don't foresee any major issues for Jove. So let's return to the fight here. Guards been fighting. Infantry gun continued to fire away without really hitching much. Foster's there. Oh, holding up. That's only going to bring the easy target for the Katyusha. If he's not careful. Oh, there you go. They're splitting up. They're splitting up. Better. Better. Moving ahead here, we've got the H6, not quite ready. We've got the Jagdpanzer, looks like he's making a push here. Can he make it through there? Jagdpanzer a bit, should just move further, I think, before shooting. H6 took a hit, but it's looking like he might escape here. Panzer flying, hitting nothing but the road. Got a mortar crew member there with the Jagdpanzer. Its first kill, guy named Yuri carrying the ammunition for a mortar. Katyusha Bears going down there, breaking up the interest. So we got Konstantin flanking the Jagdpanzer. Grenade failed to penetrate, and of course an actual Jagdpanzer probably would have, since the Jagdpanzer 4's side armor was incredibly thin. We were probably talking about 10mm, which really meant most things could actually have penetrated it. Little fun fact, that was partly again to basically also minimize the weight load on the Jagdpanzer 4. H6 they're firing close to getting that field in full. Veterans 1 there. Jagdpanzer rolling back. We got some Volkskriegs then moving up versus country again. No heavy cover versus no cover. And again, one unit. I mean, this is a real just a good position there for Joe, which is really making a mess of things there for G-Dot. But we do got some Fallschirmjäger supporting here, the Speerverbande. Platoon was found somewhere doing a retreat and organised into the Speerverbande.
Supply sector under attack.
Joe is getting a second Katyusha. Now that's an interesting move, but again, considering the way that G-Dot is playing, it might actually work out. As long as he can keep the Jagdpanzer, I mean, reasonably contained, that probably shouldn't be too much of a fit. Because it's not again going to be able to do much with his infantry in essence. What this means is Joe just needs to focus on the infantry, because the Jagdpanzer 4, despite all its, armour and price, really can't affect the battle much otherwise. If he just keeps contained and just uses with the infantry, I mean, he can win this. In that regard, the Jagdpanzer 4 is largely a non-factor. Because again, it needs the infantry to move forwards. The infantry can then be dealt with the Katyusha or the other infantry. Can't support versus the infantry. I mean, a good pair of Katyusha barrage could easily break that up, and then again, he's just forced to pull back. Otherwise, he'll be dealt with by the infantry and then finished off by something else. I mean, overall, it's just not a good investment here for G-Dot. I mean, had Joe, gone for tanks earlier around the Mechanized Armor Company, it probably could have worked. Too bad Joe didn't. Katyusha barrage going off here. Just really letting it all sing up here versus the Battle Group headquarters. 8 kills on the light infantry gun, losses inflicted. Fighting continues. We've got an MG-34 moving in. Incendiary armor pistol rounds would probably be a good idea to help flush them out for that increased damage. Infantry gun crew continues to suffer nasty losses there, but keeps reinforcing them. Battle Group headquarters slightly damaged. Infantry push forward again, making use of the sandbags, and great job. They're constantly ensuring the battlefield is in some way or the other to his favour. Great job there again. Something I do think some players neglect here, but clearly not Joe. Troops are being pushed away. Forces there in very dire straits, forced to fall back under the weight of Soviet fire. The forces continue to fight again. Note here, they're just holding up so many troops thanks to the sandbags. I mean, really can do a lot for you in the right positions. And again, it's really just drawing up so many of G-Dot's troops just to capture this viewpoint. I mean, he'd need some more expert assault troops like the Fallschirmjäger to support or something else, but he's not really getting there. Right now, he could consider either Puma or Stukas of Fuß very soon, and that might help out in this situation. Now, Stukas could, of course, blast apart the infantry, help him in conducting a breakthrough with, well, whatever's available. Got demo charge here to cover versus a flank attempt there. Good job, good job. There we go, we finally got some troops moving up here, and finally forcing away the conscript, but not before again they did a lot of damage, and they tied up quite a few troops. So a very solid engagement there for Joe. Tactically strong, tactically strong. Fallschirmjäger moving up in. Dealing here with the conscripts. FT-42s here up close. Devastating weapons. In this case, Joe might be regretting he doesn't quite have any Molotovs to deal with them. But really at this point, G-Dot should wire off this part or mine it or something so his opponent can't easily use it again. 10 kills on the Leichters Infanterie shots, almost victory too. Mine's going down there. Basically, Joe, no, eventually assault's going to come from somewhere. Oh! Note what he's doing now. He basically, okay, I can be infiltrated now by Fallschirmjäger. What shall I do, comrades? Burn down the houses. They're clearly structures of fascism. Socialists live beneath the stars. except the commissars. They get tense. He's got Katyusha going down here, raining down the position, even as he's lighting the house on the fire here in a spectacular feat of mania. Jagdpanzer taking a bit of shots there, getting buttoned up. SU6 once more pulling back. 3 kills. Shots fired there. Almost stretching to 1. Still forced away again. Basically, the infantry easily serving as a screen head versus the Jagdpanzer. Had it been an assault gun, at least could function a bit. He could probably sort of threaten them a bit. But he can't. Looks like at this point Joe might just be saving up in case for some T-35s in case he loses something, in which case he just flood it with that and actually knock out the Jagdpanzer. Whoa. He's setting out demo charts. In fact, he seems very insistent on it, despite, you know, being right now. I can only imagine. Dimitri, I think this is a bad idea. They can see us do it. They've got artillery pointing right at us. Oh, don't be such a baby, Boris. Just look and...
Fresh guards troops are standing by.
Oh well. You got more guardsmen there running for Joe to replace the men's lost heroically in the sacrifice, of course, defiant to the last. Laughing in the face of the Leichtischen Infanteriegeschütz. Jagdpanzer pull back once more for repairs, most needed. SU6 bombarding again. Katyusha flying down as well. Using a fresh volume rockets. Infantry gun cleared out. The crew did not survive. Veteran one here by this Katyusha. 7-11 kills. Infantry gun, in fact, was wrecked here. Infantry sort of failing. Again, due to the cover. Well done. In fact, if you sort of notice, it's actually set up both here so the opponent can't really use this piece of cover either. Pretty clever. I mean, even if they do use it, I mean, they'll still be fighting vessels here where they can, well, outflank it on either side. Clever. Another push towards here. Units there falling back. He's still done nothing at all to fortify. I mean, he's not even set up a flak emplacement sort of trying to cover it. I mean, that could work. Somewhat. Looks like he's moving up the Jagdpanzer here. Not entirely sure what he's envisioning here. Not sure what he's envisioning. And again, going straight here. No barbed wire, no mines, no nothing. I think that battle group headquarters is about to get into a blown up headquarters. Stuka on the way. Looks like that has found its way here to the beleaguered Speerverbande. Troops moving ahead here. No one watching. Oh, maybe they are actually. It looks like he's preparing basically an anti-tank force to rush in here and get all the vehicles. Oh! Looks like I think he actually set off the demo charge, but actually no way. Most of the force get wiped there, but it went down. Jagdpanzer moving ahead. Got a Katyusha there. Got a Katyusha. Almost victory 2. And thicker armor, but at the same time he got T-3045s arrived here, ready in reserve. They charge out. Like a pair of drunken bulls, and the Jagdpanzer force just about to move into them. In fact, get flanked. He's not careful. There goes shot bounce off the slope, 80mm armor. Can he get away here? Most likely not. Shot fired. There we go. Shot went through. It simply can't, you know, get out of there fast enough to maintain its armor distance. And there, it basically now is outflanked, buttoned up, and wrecked. So there we go. Jagdpanzer 4 wrecked in a matter of moments as soon as anything, you know, pertaining to what it's supposed to deal with appeared. Which again is always something I find a bit of running about the Jagdpanzer 4. It's not really good at dealing with their armor either, at least not allied armor. McKinley over there in trouble. T-35s then moving ahead. Shots going off there. T-35 here abandoned. Knocked out there by the other T-34. Things Buildings here collapsing, Raketen never being rushed off. We've got more folks being hit with their Raketen Panzerbuchse. And T-34, they're falling back, shots going off here. T-34 rushing forward, got Fallschirmjägers appearing. 42 points left here. Counters versus Fallschirmjägers up north. Rocket barrels going down here on the base. Acting off quite a few kills there on the retreating troops. Viciously done here, but certainly not poorly. Troops in charge, we got flattening the place in here. Trying their best to knock out the T-34 there. Not quite succeeding. Stukas of Crusade running about, not entirely sure what to do and make of this situation. And T-34 almost knocked out here. This is pretty much GG for G-Dot. And there you go. Stukas of Huss firing. Is it maybe an attempt here to get the Katyusha? Vengeance for all the German soldiers lost? Yes, indeed. And then the T-34 moves in to finish that off. No, in fact, he's ramming it! He's ramming the Stukas of Huss because he knows he can get away with it. The absolute cheek there of Job. A final insult there. A bit of salt in the wound, I suppose, but there you go. Game over there, lost to G-Dot again. The Panzer Wehrmacht, I felt, was basically the cause of his demise. Had he spent the resources on something else, maybe, you know, something from here, like, say, a flat half track, maybe some Pumas, then I think he would have stood a much better chance. Rather than state that he basically sort of got pinned into the village, couldn't really do much else for either because he was killing his flanks. Overall, I felt, you know, could have done a bit more with his doctrine. And overall, basically got outplayed with Jove tactically several times, being good use of sandbags. So overall, I mean, really some good stuff then. So I think something Soviet players looking to get better, if they are making use, they should sort of try and take note of and try to make use of themselves. So there you go. Hope you really enjoyed this match. Hopefully you learned something from it. Hopefully it has improved your game mentally. If it did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone, everywhere, every time. Haha, or not. And otherwise, hopefully you'll keep watching and keep, well, liking it. So thank you all and see you another time. Cheers.